I decided to study with the NSS for a few reasons. One, I was studying with someone else and I got introduced. But originally it was through COVID when Christoph brought in the vaccine protocol. So I jumped on board of that and I thought it was something pretty important that needed to be done for the world. And, you know, Helen and I jumped on and we did that and took that protocol first off and, yeah, found it really amazing. So that was our first introduction, and then we went into the remote healing mastery after that. And what made it more exciting is Helen, we've been doing Reiki for over 30 years, and she sort of dropped off the healing thing a bit with other problems. And so when we come into this modality, she lit up. And it was like, yep. And then after just doing that, the remote healing course, it was like, yep, this is our mojo, this is it. And then Helen was back, so we dived into the full protocol and did year one, and now year two. So yeah, well, we did year one last year in New Zealand, which was absolutely amazing. And you know, one of the best things straight off the bat is working online. We learn a lot, and you get so much. But then the first thing is meeting the people, meeting your classmates that you're working with, and online. And so you build up this relationship online, which is amazing. But then once you meet and you have that physical connection, it's like words can't explain it. And then going into the actual live immersions, already having with most people a little bit of rapport, and you go, and I would say pretty deep, but you go very deep. And even last year was deep, but this year was like, whoa, here we go. We're going really deep. So having everyone already having a little bit of familiarity with each other from online and coming in and building that rapport, and then especially the first day getting here and meeting, and it's like, so that trust, once you start going deep and becoming vulnerable in the live, was really important. And especially for me as a man, it made it a lot easier to be vulnerable, to go deep and to feel held and safe. So yeah, the live experience, words really don't explain it. It's like anything. Once you're in person and that energetic feeling and you're within that personal space of somebody, you know what their intentions are. You know if they're real or they're not. And that is a key thing right there. You know, it's online, we can pick certain things, but until we're in that space and that physical component, and we can hug and we can embrace, and that's where the energy exchange really is. Yeah, well, I've always been trying to really, master me. And those that know me now, I've been teaching Kung Fu for 30 years and in the martial arts, so I've been a leader in my own rights. And so you get put on a pedestal. And I've sort of stepped down from that because that's not me. I'm vulnerable and I like to be who I am. And I like to be the real me. And so there's, in different societies and cultures and sects and stuff like that, that pretty much isn't, it's like taboo. There's a segregation that goes on. So really coming in here and working with Christoph is really tap me into the divine feminine. And it's not like what most men think about being, out there and airy-fairy. It's about tapping into the second part of who we're really meant to be. So as a man, I have to own my masculinity. But to really balance that, I have to really bring in that divine feminine and really know what love is and what nurture is and what emotions are. And that's what it's brought me back to. It's been able to understand my emotions as a man, how to love myself as a man. And that's enabled me to carry on with the men's work that I'm doing, and mental health, which is really prevalent at the moment, and especially with tradesmen. And give me the language to talk to them and say, hey bloke, it's okay, man. It's okay to hug, it's okay to love. We can still have a beer, all right, but we can sit down and we can get real, we can get raw, and we can deal with this stuff that's going on properly. So that's pretty much what it's all about for me. Well, the biggest shift occurred in NSS1 last year. And again, that was that feminine aspect that came in. So, and that was doing Alaya's modality of the rebirthing and the womb healing, which, yeah, it was quite profound because it's designed more or less for the women, and really the women owning their divine feminine to come back in. But when I did that modality as a man, it more or less gave me my heart back. which is the big piece which most of us men are missing and that. And the other thing what it gave back, and what we don't realise, is it gave my divine womb back, my energetic womb back. And see, when we mix the masculine and the feminine in, it doesn't matter if we're male and female. I might have a physical penis and testicles and prostate, but I have an energetic womb. And it goes the other way with the woman. The woman will have she's got the physical womb and that, but she also has an energetic, prostate and penis and all that. So that's where the true balance comes in, when we balance those energies. So they're the pieces that come home to me. Oh, look, the support's next level. So once you're on the floor, especially when you're here, you're held from the moment you get in. So the support crew, Andrea and Gemma, they just make sure, look, it's like everything. There's always going to be little issues with transmissions and getting things across, but the communication's good. Once they get a communication, or, yep, we'll fix that. Things get sorted. Once we're here, everyone's supporting from day dot. And it's not only the team supporting us, but what was so good this week, the team, become vulnerable as well. And that's what I love about this. It's not just about I'm God and I'm this hierarchy person. We went pretty deep this week, and the team have worked that hard, but they went down as well. And what was amazing for me is the skills that Christoph and Leia have taught us is the actual people on the floor, and all us NSS too, we were able to step in and we were able to nurture and help the team where we could. So it proves solidly what Christoph is bringing through is not just for him, it's not just about him, but it is about the world, it is about making change, and it's about teaching us to make change as well, to become leaders in the community. It's in many ways, because especially like with Kung Fu, it's made me softer, so it's allowed me to still be forward, but it's actually taken the sharp and rough edge off, which I've always had. So sometimes when I'd talk and that to people, it'd come across abrupt, or and it wasn't always my intention. I'd upset people, and I'm thinking, wow, why did I do that? But now this softness and the softening that's come in, I'm more or less speaking the same, but that energy has changed. It's actually the energy that's changed, which has softened the tone, and it's actually being received. So it wasn't being received how it was meant to before, but now I'm being received in my authentic self, how I want to come through. Yeah, look, I remember years, and I'm talking a long time ago now, probably around about 28 years ago, when I come out of like a very staunch, Christian mentality, and I worked with a lady, and she was a kinesiologist, and I was a bit, airy-fairy and like pretty, that could be of the devil or this and that. But she said to me then, and she gave me these words, where is it? I just lost it. Accept the possibility that all can be. And it's as simple as that. Don't close your mind off to anything, just open your mind up to the possibilities that all can be. So, realistically, if you really look into it, they haven't really proven aliens, or they haven't disproven them. But the possibility is they're there. They haven't really proved the Bible or disproved it. So the possibility is that it's real. The possibilities of anything, if we open our mind to that, is endless. It's infinite. So that's what I would say. If you're coming in and you're looking at this sort of work, just open up your heart, open up your mind, and accept the possibilities that all can be.